This meeting is being recorded.
Hey, folks, my guest today is Aaron DeCruz. He's an ex-restaurateur of 15 years turned self-taught web developer. He's now building tools for small restaurant owners at maynuu.com. That's maynuu.com. Aaron, you ready to take us to the top?
Yep, let's go.
Okay, so what came first, writing code or running a restaurant?
So I started coding in 2001, but I didn't go all the way because I had to get a job and stuff. So then I went into the restaurant business for 15 years. After that, I sold it, and then I went, full on in deep dive into web development.
That's amazing. Okay, so what is the tool that small restaurants are paying you for today?
So basically, we help small restaurants make more money online. How it works is restaurants can use our system to digitalize their menu and streamline the entire online ordering process. So it covers everything from deliveries to takeaways to reservations, as well as QR code ordering for their in-house customers.
Oh, wow. And what do they pay you per month on average to use the technology?
We take a percentage platform fee on every transaction. So it's 8%.
8%. Okay, and it's 8% across all the restaurants?
Yes, that's right. About half of that goes to Stripe. So we don't make very much.
4% goes to Stripe?
Yeah, around there.
Interesting. Okay, so I guess let's get more of the origin story here. When did you launch the business? What year?
It launched in May 2020 in Malaysia. And then about 6 to 8 months ago, we decided to branch out into Singapore as well.
So 2020. And then have you decided to bootstrap the company or raise capital?
We're self-funded, yes.
Bootstrapped. We love that. Congratulations. Now, how many of these restaurants are paying you today, are using you?
So we've got about 1,800 signups across 2 countries.
And we just finished the month of May. So in May, how many total sales do those 1,800 signups put through Maynuu?
Wow, I've got to check. I don't have the number off the top of my head.
What's a range?
What's the range?
What would a range be?
So the ticket average is about $80 per restaurant. Yeah, but I don't have the full figure for me. Yeah. Sorry?
Per month?
No, per order.
Okay, so I guess the reason I'm asking this is obviously if you charge off a percent of volume, this is critical for you to understand. I find it hard to believe you wouldn't know what that number is, right? So how do you know if the business is doing well or not?
So I don't know the total volume of what all the restaurants are doing, but I know how much we're making. So in Malaysia, we've done about 10,000 ringgit, and in Singapore, it's between $500 to $800.
Okay, got it. So you're doing $500 to $800 per month right now?
Yeah, that's our sort of take home.
Okay. So I guess if I convert 10,000 Malaysia ringgit to United States dollars, it's about 2,300 United States dollars per month. You're saying you keep about 25% of that, so $500, $600 per month.
No, sorry. So in Singapore, in Malaysia, we're doing average 10,000 ringgit per month, and in Singapore, we're doing an average of $500 to $800 per month.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right. So the teal is what a VC would pay. Yellow is what private equity. And red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So Traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raised. They sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. So together you're doing about $3,000 per month across the whole business.
That's right.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, now are all 1,800 restaurants putting dollars through you right now, or are some of them not activated yet?
So I think only about 10% are active users. And what we mean by active is they're getting daily sales. So because our system is very flexible, some of them use it for maybe seasonal sales only, or like once a month sort of events.
Mm-hmm.
So I count about 10% of that have daily active sales. Yeah.
So 10% of 1,800 is 180 restaurants. You're making $3,000 a month right now total. We could take $3,000 a month total divided by 180 restaurants. You're doing about $17 per restaurant per month right now, correct?
Thereabouts. That sounds right.
This is amazing. How did you get 1,800 signups? That's a lot of restaurants.
So when we first started out in Malaysia, we hired a sales consultant to do the work.
How did you find the sales consultant?
I think it was a friend of a friend, local network sort of thing.
How did you pay them? Was it a flat fee or a percent of sales or what?
We paid them a flat fee. We paid them, I think, about 15,000 ringgit a month. It was very costly. So this year onwards, I actually signed up for Growth Accelerator by Dan Martell, and we're trying out a different way to grow and scale our business.
Mm-hmm. How'd you find Dan Martell?
He approached me on Twitter.
Ah, very cool. How did he approach you? He runs a great business. Did he just DM you?
Yeah, they just DM me.
And what does he say? What's the copy?
Don't remember exactly, but I'm on Twitter quite a bit, and I do the whole build in public thing. A few of my tweets maybe got people's attention, and I think it happened from there. I see.
And so, what does growth? I mean, you paid this person 15,000 ringgit, which is $3,400 United States dollars per month. That's expensive. What does Growth Accelerator by Dan Martell cost?
It's 500 a month.
Okay, so cheaper, much cheaper.
Much cheaper, and I think it's also we learn things that we can take away for life. Like, we're not just dependent on one person to do all the work. So we learn how to put in systems that can properly run perpetually if we do it right.
Now, do you anticipate using Growth Accelerator just for a couple months? Because $500 against your $3,000 a month in total revenue is actually a big percent of your revenue.
That's right. Yep. But I think it's worth it, and I've committed for 1 year.
So what is that?
Sorry.
So 1 year is $500 times 12. So you've committed for $6,000. Yeah. I see. Very cool. And are you putting your whole team through it, or just you?
It's just me.
Just you. Okay. And what does your team look like today? How many folks?
We've got 5.
5. Okay. And how many founders? Just you?
There's two of us. There's me and there's Wafik, who's based in Malaysia. He's my partner.
Mhm. And how did you guys, the equity conversation at the beginning of a company is really difficult sometimes. How did you guys decide to have that conversation and split equity?
Um, I think it was. I think we're both pretty easygoing people, so we just decided to keep it simple. Yeah,
Which is
but
what, 50-50?
I'm yeah thereabouts.
Okay. Do you regret that? Like looking, you're 2 years into the company today. Would you do the same thing again today?
Do I regret what?
Splitting it 50-50 exactly.
No, not at all.
So what happens
Not
when
at
you guys disagree on something? How do you work through an issue?
all. Good question. We haven't actually encountered that yet.
Hmm.
I think this is not our first rodeo, so um, so far we've been on the same page about pretty much everything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's very rare, though, that two co-founders are on the same page about everything, especially as the company grows and there's more to lose, right? There's not a lot to lose right now. You're doing 3,000 a month in revenue, but as you grow, there may be disagreements, right? So how do you break a tie? How do you anticipate having that tough chat?
So I think it's probably part of my personality to kind of give in to the other person. Yeah.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, right? Nothing is that important to it's not worth like making enemies for, if you know what I mean. And we
Fair
can
enough.
always find a way around things.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. So between the growth consultant that you use to sign up your initial restaurants and you learning from
Mm.
Growth Accelerator, how are you getting
Mm.
customers today? What strategy are you using?
So currently, the one that works best is cold outreach. I do a lot of cold DMs on Instagram, and but apart from that, it's a lot of word of mouth referrals
Hmm.
from people that I know, my friends, and people that have signed on. They tell other people as well.
I
So
see.
nothing beats that.
Yep, this is a great story. Now, of the five people, folks, Aaron, how many of them are engineers, and are you an engineer?
I like to say 2.5 because I'm the half. I'm the 0.5.
Self-taught, right?
Yep.
That's awesome. That's great. Okay, very cool. And I mean, what's it like in Malaysia right now? Are there a lot of software companies popping up? Do you sense momentum?
I would say yes. Yep. It's a developing country, and so uh, they're definitely trying to model themselves after Silicon Valley. We actually have a place called Putrajaya, which we call the Silicon Valley of Malaysia.
Uh-huh.
So
There.
yeah, a lot of very ambitious and very talented people there.
Mhm. And I guess last question here: if you're doing about $3,000 a month today in revenue, do you remember what you were doing exactly 1 year ago?
Um, 1 year ago, I think we were doing a third of that.
Okay, so about 1,000 a month. So I mean, let me ask you
Yeah.
a question. It sounds like you sold a restaurant business before, so maybe you have some savings, but you're building in public, you're being very vulnerable. You don't have enough revenue yet to pay yourself really a real salary. So how are you
Mm.
buying time, paying your living expenses while your SaaS company grows?
So yeah, you're right. I do have some savings from the sale of the restaurant and the bakery that I used to have. I also do freelance work, web development. Yeah, so that kind of helps to pad the runway.
I see. That makes sense. Great. Well,
Mm.
Aaron, this is a fantastic story. Let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite book?
Um, Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson.
I was not expecting you to say that. Okay. number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
It's got to be Dan Martell of SaaS Academy.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building menu?
Online tool. Oh, it's got to be Llama Life. Shout out to
Ah,
Marie M. Yep, she's 3 Hour Coffee on Twitter. Go follow her.
that's
I use it
amazing.
every day.
We just had her on the show. She did a really great interview. Is that how you heard about me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Nice.
I think it was
Very cool.
following that you DM'd me.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get each night?
7, 8.
7. Okay. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
I'm currently single, no kids.
Okay. And how old are you?
Sorry,
How old are you, Aaron?
43.
43. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
Ooh, that's a good one. Have the courage to be your true self, and everything will be all right in the end. If it's not all right, it's not the end.
Guys, there you have it from Aaron. Started off running his own bakery and shop, ended up selling that and then launching software that he would have loved to have when he had his own bakery to make it run smoother. It's called menu.com. They broke $1,000 a month in revenue a year ago, now doing $3,000 a month in revenue. They have over 1,800 restaurants signed up, of which 180 are active, meaning they do daily sales. His revenue model is he takes 8% fee from GMV going to the platform, but Stripe keeps 4%. So he nets, call it 4-ish% on each of those sales. 5 people on the team today as they look to continue to scale. He's biding his time doing freelance work and consulting on the side while a SaaS company grows. Aaron, thanks for taking us to the top.
Oh my God, that was amazing, Nathan. How do you do that?
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.